Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Hey, give yourself some thanks or load up on holiday gifts for others with the new WTF merch. Yeah, WTF merch. Framed posters, stickers, winter clothing, and the new Too Close t-shirt in 2 different colors. Nice colors. Get it at podswag.com/WTF or click on the merch link over at there at the WTFpod.com, all right? Happy Thanksgiving, all right? Seriously, gratitude. Gratitude, fuckers. Huh? Civic responsibility. Gratitude. Love your neighbor if you can. If it's possible, even try to love your family members. You know, the bad ones. All right, let's do the show.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fuck sticks, what the fuck tuckians? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you did what was right for you and for others in your fucking life. I hope you did that. It strikes me that not a lot of people, I don't think it's that they don't give a shit. There's just a certain air of entitlement and rolling of the dice. Maybe I won't get it. I probably won't get it. If I do get it, it won't be the bad one. I won't get the bad one. That's how people start thinking about AIDS after Magic Johnson just kept living. That's how maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I don't have to wrap this fucker. It's all bad. It spreads, it's bad. But look. If you're with family, I think you should know this, folks, that this is actually our 12th Thanksgiving show. Our 12th. And generally, as many of you know, who've been listening to for years, I usually have a little, almost like a guided meditation for Thanksgiving for listeners. I guide them out of their homes, out into the streets to cry and take a walk. I got to put something together for this one. This one's different. I would like to mention that Mike Campbell is on the show today, and he's the guitarist, was the guitarist for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. He's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone named him one of the greatest guitarists of all times, and he's just put out a record with his band, the Dirty Knobs, called Reckless Abandon. Now, look, we've been sitting on this talk for a while. He pushed up the release of this thing because of COVID and other things, whatever it was. But we recorded this in February, when the album was supposed to come out. February, before the plague. February, before the lovely Lynn Shelton left this sphere. February, before my girlfriend died. Different fucking world, man. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. If you can hear that love was still alive, actively in my voice, that fear of getting a disease that could kill you, not in my voice, not in my heart, not in my mind. Just the standard horrendous anger and terror of Trump. Now that's passing. But this was a different time, and it was just back in February. And I remember I was trying to figure out, how to approach Mike, what to say to him. And then I realized how much, I missed Tom Petty at that time and still do. And how much we all, if you think about it, how can you not miss Tom Petty? And I just remember that this was actually, like before Lynn passed away, before condolences, getting and giving them was a regular part of my life. I thought that the proper thing to do to open this conversation with Mike was to offer my condolences for the loss of his friend Tom, which I did. And it was a heavy moment, but it's a moment I'm very familiar with now from the other side. But I do think it was the right way to open. Anyway, I'll share that with you in a few minutes. Yeah, I got to be fucking honest with you. There's almost always a rise in break-ins during the holidays, people, and that's why Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. 40% off any Simply Safe system and a free security camera. Recently, U.S. News and World Report called it the best home security of 2020. It also won CNET's Editor's Choice for Home Security and was named Best of 2020 by Forbes and Popular Mechanics. The system has an arsenal of sensors and cameras that protect every inch of your home. You can set it up yourself in about 30 minutes. It's super easy. Then Simply Safe security specialists take over, monitoring your home around the clock, ready to send emergency help the moment there's an alarm. One of the things that we really like about it is you can add components to your system whenever you want. Do you want to put a new sensor on another window or door, or add a motion detector, a glass break sensor? You can do it anytime, within minutes. Get 40% off Simply Safe plus a free security camera today by visiting simplysafe.com/WTF. Go today. That's simplysafe.com/WTF. Come on, I know it's Thanksgiving. I don't even know what's going on today. Is the dog show on? The parade can't be happening. I don't know what your situation is, so I'm going to kind of give a two-pronged pepper, a two-pronged pep talk. First of all, as I've said leading up to this day, Thanksgiving, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I know a lot of you are like, you didn't get to travel, but think about it. Are you one of those people that actually on some level is dreading the travel? Every part of getting to where you're going is an aggravation. And when you get there, you put up with it. It's aggravating. But look, I mean, it's what you know. I get it. Family's family. No matter how much you bitch, no matter how much you complain, no matter how miserable you are in it, it's predictable. You understand it. You lock into that groove. Even if you're isolating with your wife and your kid, or your husband and your kid, or your husband and your wife and no kid, or your husband and your husband, whatever it is. If you've been holed up and just doing that thing, just scared all the time, maybe it would be a relief to be around people that just make you miserable in a predictable way. Not terrified, just unhappy and questioning, your entire ability to have any sense of well-being. Maybe you miss that. But if that's the position you're in, if you've chosen not to travel because it's the right thing to do out of fear for yourself, others, your family, take a minute and just do it. Actually, try to be grateful. Take a minute, sit down, look at the people you love if they're with you. If they're not there, look at the mirror. That's hard. I know. Fuck that guy. I know. Fuck her. I know. But look at her. Look at him and say, hey, we're fucking alive, man. We're still alive. Some days I don't want to be. Some days it's hard, but we're still alive and we're getting through this. We're getting through this together. Even though no one else is here, I know everybody else is experiencing roughly the same bullshit. And try to find it in your heart and in your mind to be a little grateful that you're pressing on, whether you want to or not some days. And if you've got a family and it's been difficult, be grateful you have love and children in your life. Right? That you have love in your life, that somebody's there that loves you, that you have these children, that you're okay. I think we can all, if it's possible, and maybe you're not, maybe things are terrible, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope things get better, but there's got to be something you can find in your mind and in your heart to be grateful for. I mean, what else have we got? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what happens when we go back to whatever we were, where we were. There's no going back to what we had, to what we were, to how it was. There's no going back. Things are broken. Things are dirty. Things are polluted. Things are germy. Divisions have been nurtured and will remain. But I think as we head into this new year, as we head into the holidays, as we head into this day spent alone or with family, however you feel about it, I think a little gratitude's in order, but also a little bit of like, what am I going to do? Are we all just sort of chomping at the bit to get back to what we were? I don't know if that's going to happen. But what are we going to do? How are we going to step up? What changed? What did we see that happened that would make us go, you know what? I'm fucking done being out of the loop. I'm done being detached. I'm done being apathetic. I'm done only caring about myself. I'm going to do what? What are you going to do? Figure it out in your gratitude in your heart. How you going to help? Right? This holiday season is going to be an adjustment for everybody, folks. That's sort of what I'm saying. But even if things were normal, sometimes you just don't feel your best around the holidays, and that can feel isolating and strange. You might feel anxious or depressed or having anger issues or relationship conflicts, and you might feel like you're the only one. Well, you're not. And if you're feeling this way, BetterHelp Online Counseling offers licensed professional therapists who are trained to listen and to help. It's simple. You fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs and then get matched up with a counselor in under 48 hours. You can easily schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus exchange unlimited messages to communicate with your therapist at your convenience. Everything you share, of course, is confidential. You can request a new therapist at any time at no additional charge, which is nice. So why don't you join the 1 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp counselor? You don't just have to muddle through the holidays this year if you're not feeling great. Talk with someone who can help you today. BetterHelp is an affordable option, and WTF listeners get 10% off your first month with the discount code WTF. Get started today at betterhelp.com/WTF. Talk to a therapist online and get help. Right? So here's my standard. It's like, hey, if you're there, if you're locked up, if you're holed up with family, if you're nervous, if you feel terror, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel angry, whatever, maybe you're regretting going, maybe you're nervous about COVID, whatever it is, get outside, no matter how cold it is, and take a walk. Take a walk around the block. Squirt out a few tears. Take some deep breaths. Take a walk around the block with a doggy or a cousin that you love or a kid. Just take a walk around the block. Get some air. Look around. We're on the orb, the giant rock. It's still floating, still spinning. It's okay. You can still breathe. I don't know how long that'll be true for, but you can right now. Just get some air. And also, the other thing I want to say is, if you did have to go home, or you are at home, or maybe you've always been home, or your folks just live down the street, and maybe you're spending time with that family member who is a Trump supporter, which is difficult, which has been difficult for 4 years because you've been nothing but filled with bile and anger, trying not to hate your relatives for being brain fucked by a grifter, by a pig grifter, President Pig Grifter, by trying to continue to see your relatives or your brother, your father, your sister, whoever, as the person you knew when you were growing up, as the person that had a good heart once, as a person who seemed reasonable, but somehow became addled with bullshit and just pushed their fear through the conspiracy template. Now things are shifting. Hopefully everything will continue to shift. But I think you can now say to them that you understand them. If they're sitting there going like it was rigged, it's like it's a lie, you can just say, look, I understand. I understand that your conception of America is different than mine, that what you think is American is different than what I think of America as, that what you understand this country to represent is different than me, that I understand that you think that Americans are supposed to lie and cheat and steal shamelessly, proudly, to get what they want. That you understand that they believe that lying, cheating, and stealing and overturning the will of the people is an appropriate thing to do to hold on to power of the autocrat leader that they like and believe, despite the facts. You can now look at your loved ones and say, I understand that what you hoped for and what you want more than anything, at any cost, to anyone around you or the country at large and the planet, is an authoritarian system with an autocratic leader who's willing to lie and cheat and steal and break the current democratic system we have in order to maintain power Just say, I understand you now, that America to you is based on minority rule and racism and